Thank you, everybody, for joining me on another training for edible software. Today, we are going to be talking about the mobile apps, specifically the Pick Pick app today. So, what you're seeing right now, I'm connected to one of our tablets. Um, so, this is essentially what you will see either on your tablet or your phone. So, I'm going to go ahead and log in with my login and password. Okay. So, of course, for those of you who have joined us for some of these other trainings on these mobile apps, you'll know that it does take you to the very first app that this particular user is licensed for. So, if I need to select a different app, then I need to go ahead and click that menu button on the top left, and it will show me all of the applications that I'm licensed for. So, here I'm going to go ahead and tap Pick and Orders, and that will take me to my Pick app with all of my orders ready to be picked. So right now, um, of course, the Pick app is primarily used for the pickers or for those individuals that are actually getting the inventory ready to ship out for an order. It's for them to actually allocate at the time of picking. This can be used other ways. You don't have to use it specifically for picking. It can also be used as a checking tool. So you can allocate beforehand and use this as a verification tool. However you want to use it. So there's a little bit of flexibility in that. So I'm actually going to show you this first run around. I'm going to show you what it would be like just giving this to a picker and saying, pick the items that we need and allocate as needed. So what I'm going to do first is it brings me directly into my list of orders. Now, as you can see, I've got a lot of test orders that I haven't cleared out yet. So if I need to find a specific order, I can go ahead and start searching in here. Now, this is going to my default warehouse. So if I am working in a different warehouse, if the sales order I created is under a different warehouse ID, then I would need to change that up here. So I'll show you how to do that in just a sec. But if I know the particular invoice number that I'm working with, I can go ahead and type that, or I can also filter by customer. So any of these you can type in and look for a specific order. You can also look up by route. If you are typing in route colon, you can actually look up a specific route if need be. But right now, I'm just going to go ahead and look up a specific order number. I know mine ends in 8814. And so here I can find that particular order. So I can do that, or again, if I'm looking for a specific warehouse and a specific date, then I can come up here at the top right and click the three-pronged icon and select the warehouse option. From here, I can select whatever warehouse I'm working in. If that's still the correct warehouse, but I want to select a specific date, then I can go ahead and toggle this date option on. And if I needed to select for maybe tomorrow or something like that, I can just tap on the date and then move to whatever date I'm picking for. So I am looking for today's date. So I'm going to leave this toggled on, click search, and it will filter only for orders that have today's date as the requested delivery date. So again, that is for the requested delivery date, not the ship date. So here I'm going to go ahead and tap the invoice that I want. Up here, you also see a scan icon. So if this is highlighted in green, this also gives you the ability to scan a pick ticket or scan an invoice barcode if you have that printed out on your document. So if you have that printed out on your document and you just wanted to scan that, it would basically be just like tapping the order. It would take you directly here, and you wouldn't have to search for a specific order. But anyway, once I have the order selected, it will now show me my items listed on the order. So this is essentially my picking list. Here you can see we have this listed in three different columns. This is showing me all of my items. I can also, if I wanted to, I can just see all of my picked items, which right now I don't have any. And then I can see all of my items that are not picked. So that's just three different ways that you can view this list. Gives a nice little visual as to what's being picked versus what's not being picked. And again, if you have a very large list of items on this order, you can go ahead and type in an item code or an item description to go ahead and pull that up and tap on it. Or again, we can just go ahead and scan. So, of course, these apps are created primarily for scanning in mind. However, if you don't have a barcode to scan, or maybe you don't have a scanner, you always have the ability to manually operate this. You don't have to use the scanning. But here, I'm going to show you what the scanning will look like. So I've got my scanning barcode or my scan icon enabled. If it's showing in gray, just tap on it and it'll highlight in green. And then just scan the barcode that you need. It should indicate with a beep. So here I have my item pulled up. I've got my lot pulled up. So depending on the barcode that you scan, this works with item barcodes, or it can work with the GS1 barcodes, which are the longer barcodes at the bottom of the label. Whichever label you're working with, pallet label or case label, it will go ahead and pull up that lot information as well. Now, if for some reason I scanned an invalid item that's not on the order, it would give me that message. If I scanned a correct item, but the lot doesn't actually exist according to the system, then it would give me a message telling me invalid lot after it selected the item. But here, I'm going to go on the basis that everything is running correctly. I've got the same lot numbers that exist in my system as well as physically I'm looking at them. So I can continue. Again, here's my scan bar. I can continue to scan that same barcode, and it's simply going to increase my quantity as I scan it. So I can just scan each individual barcode if I wanted to. If you happen to have quite a number of items that you're picking, then we can go ahead and simply type in what we need. So again, you always have that manual option. If you're scanning between multiple lots, let's say if I am scanning an item and I need to pick 5 from this lot and 5 from the other lot. So this one I'm actually going to save, and I'll work with the other item. Actually, no, I'm going to work with this item really quickly. So let's say I'm scanning 5 from this lot, and then I plan to scan 5 from another lot. If I wanted to, I can save in plus, and that's simply going to save what I have against this lot, and then it will keep me on this screen and allow me to select the next lot if I wanted to. So here I can save in plus, keeps me here. So now I can click on this lot drop down and select another lot as I need to. And as you're picking in here, you can see with those lots, it'll show you how much you have allocated to that lot, how much you have available, and what has been picked. So if something is showing as allocated but not picked, it means that somebody allocated to this lot beforehand. So you can only pick from that lot. So again, that's that verification option that we have. So I can select the lot manually if I wanted to, or I can go ahead and scan the lot if I wanted to. So if I was still on here, I'll put one more against this lot, but then I decided to go ahead and scan to a different lot. Let me jump up in here, and I scan against a different lot barcode. It will save what I did for that particular lot, and it will pull up the item again with this lot selected. And from there, I can scan the next few items, or I can scan for the next few items or the next few lots and continue on from there. So essentially, you don't necessarily have to leave this screen if you don't want to. We can even scan between items if we needed to. So if I went ahead and picked the rest that I need, up here, as you can see, it does keep track of which item you're working with. It gives us the total ordered amount on the sales order. It gives us the total picked amount, and it gives us the remaining to be picked amount. So as I have been working, it's been updating those quantities right there. Now, let's say I decided to try and pick more than what was actually requested. If I tried to pick five, and this would work with scanning as well as it increments, as soon as you get up beyond that, you will see this message: quantity cannot be greater than the ordered amount. And you can see that the save button has now been disabled. That would also be the same case if I tried to pick beyond what was available in the lot. So if I tried to pick beyond what was available, it would also give me a message: quantity cannot pick greater than what is in the lot. I believe the message is better than that. But so we have some built-in features to keep mistakes from happening. So here, I'm going to go ahead and scan the next item that I want to. So let me go ahead and do that. So again, it picks that lot and item, and it pulls up the next item that I was working on. So again, you can just keep scanning barcodes as needed. All right. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and pick the rest that I need. So that was the Save and Plus. It allows you to keep on this screen, or if you're working manually and you wanted to go back and save what you did, just save and back. So this back arrow save option. So as you can see, as we are picking, we are seeing the picked quantity being updated, and we are seeing the amount of these, icons being changed from a plus sign to a check mark. And if I go into my picked column, I can see my picked amounts, and my not picked will only show those that are not picked. All right. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and go a little bit of a different route for those of you who are working with catch weight items. So for those of you who are not working with catch weight items, feel free to skip this part. But for those of you who are working with catch weight items, this is how you are going to work with these. It'll work the same exact way. We can scan that item barcode. So let me go ahead and scan that. So it pulls up my catch weight item. And here, as you can see, it not only pulled in my lot barcode, but if you are scanning a vendor barcode with a weight attached to it, then it would also bring in the weight as well. So the embedded weight on that GS1 barcode will also be pulled up. Now, more often than not, well, I shouldn't say more often than not, but for those of you who are not using vendor barcodes that can tie to your vendor lots, um, we will more than likely be scanning a GS1 barcode from Edible, which will have the specified lot, but it won't have an embedded weight. So it will come in as 0. So as you can see with a catch weight item, we not only need the quantity, but we do need the weight as well. But if you have any just weighted barcodes, so any standard code 39 weighted barcodes, you can scan those individual weight barcodes. And what that's going to do is it's going to increment your quantity and your weight as needed. So actually, I'm going to back up here and I'm going to go through this process one more time without the embedded weight, just to show you exactly what I mean. So 1 second, and let me update that. And here we go. So scan the GS1 barcode. It selects my item and my lot. And so here I can go ahead and scan my weight. Oh, let me try that one more time. There we go. So here it is increasing my quantity and my weight. And so if I scan the same weighted barcode, you can see my total quantity going up, or my total weight going up, and my total quantity. So when I hit save, it is saving that total weight and that total picked quantity. Now, I don't have to, if for some reason I don't have something in front of me, but it's showing on the pick ticket, you can back out of this order anytime. This is a completely live application that we're working with. So you will have to have a connection be it data or wireless, we will have to have some sort of connection the entire time we're working with this. Because as you can see, and I'm going to bring my database over that I'm working in, as I have been working, I can see that lot allocation happening. Here I can see that the 5 cases that I updated. Here I can see my amount, my 3 and my 34.4. It may look a little bit different. That's only because I haven't refreshed this sales order screen yet. So if I went in and I refreshed this screen, you would see those uh, columns update and those amounts update. So you can go ahead and come back to this if needed. So if I back out, this order will still be in my list for me to update as I need to. So if I went to another order and then backed out and then came back to this order later on, I'll still see my information there. The only reason that you would not see an open order in this, is if it was shipped or billed. So once the order is marked shipped in the system, that means that we no longer are picking. It's no longer eligible for picking. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up. Now, currently, what is happening if we underpick? So let me go ahead and change that quantity really quickly. And this is me going manually, of course. If we underpick, we are not updating the delivered quantity currently. That is something we are looking at doing, but we are currently not updating the delivered quantity. So we are expecting in this application, we are expecting the rest of this quantity to come in later on in the day, or for whoever set up the order to go in and update the delivered quantity to whatever was picked. So bear that in mind. We are not currently updating the delivered quantity. So whatever is being picked is simply going to the lot allocation screen, and any other changes before shipping needs to be done in the actual sales order screen in Edible software. All right. Um, Now, let's say as a picker, I realized I just picked against the wrong lot. Maybe I was doing it manually and I looked on the label and I saw, oh, wait, this was the wrong lot, or maybe this was the wrong quantity, whatever the case may be. If I needed to, I can come back into that order again. I can pick that item, and down here I have this entries tab. So in this entries tab, what I can do is tap on it and I can see all of my quantities. So this is also good for a checker as well. I can verify what I have picked against, how much, in what units, what lot, and who was the picker. Now, if I needed to update something, I can go ahead and swipe that to the left and click delete. So I can swipe an individual allocation to the left and delete it. I'm actually going to show you on this TS reg because I know we allocated to multiple lots. So here I can say, you know what, this one was actually supposed to be posted against this lot, not this one. I just scanned a little bit too quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And again, that automatically updates my commit tables. So here I can go ahead and make the change as needed. So as you can see, the quantity picked and remaining to pick updated. So here I'm going to go ahead and type in my amount. Oh, sorry guys, it looks like I've lost connection. 1 second. Okay. Sorry about this, everybody. All right, we are back. As you can see, those quantities updated. I'm going to choose my lot. I'm going to enter in the amount that I need, and I'm going to go ahead and click Save and Back. and now that is updated that allocation. So again, before shipping, the checker or the picker can make changes in here. The only thing but it is only for allocation purposes. So we can't update the order quantity or the adjusted or the delivered quantity. All of that is still done in the system itself. All right, and that is basically it. As far as multiple pickers picking orders, the uh, the order is locked as soon as you have an item selected. So if I'm working on this item right here, if I tried to go into the system and click edit, it will tell me another user is modifying this. And if they tried to access it on the app itself, if another user was trying to access this order on this application, it would tell them which user has locked this up. Okay, that is essentially Edible Pick. If you have any questions, please give us a call. We love to talk about this with all of you. And if you want a little bit more information or a demo or anything like that, we will be happy to help you out. Thank you all for joining me today. I hope you learned something, and please feel free to contact us with any questions that you might have. Thank you again, and have a wonderful day.